Now we're going to take a look at using the inspector to modify a shape that we're going to draw in. So when I choose from my shapes menu, notice that I have lines, I have some basic shapes, some arrows, some callouts, and a nice pointy star here. I can also choose to draw in my own shape just by selecting the points on the page and ending with the point that I began with. One of the neat features about the star option is that you can add multiple points to your star. So kind of a neat way to create a star. So we'll just start with this one here. Notice that as I move that shape that I dropped down onto my page around it, it's going to automatically be wrapped. I can choose to resize that by grabbing those handlebars, shifting things left, right, up, and down. If I wanted something to be scaled proportionally, I'm just going to simply get into the corner handlebar there and click on Shift and drag Shift. Notice also that these little blue handlebars pop up, or these guidelines I should say, and they help guide my shape onto that page. So another way to do that is if I took a look at arranging, if I wanted to align things, I could align them to the center and they would be centered on that page. So if I go off of that, hit arrange, align, center, it's going to pop back to the center of that page. So let's take a look at using the inspector to modify that. When I open up my inspector, it's going to automatically bring me to my graphic. I have a couple of different options here to fill. I can do a straight solid color fill, or I can go to a gradient fill, and I can change from a nice yellow down to a nice purple and give that star a little bit of an interesting look. I can change the angle of that gradient. I can go left to right, or I can go top to bottom. Notice that I can also add a little picture frame or a line around that. So if I go to a picture frame, it gives it some nice little borders to kind of distinguish between that object and the text that wraps around it. I like it kind of popping off the page, so that gives it a nice little look and feel there as well. I can choose to add a shadow to that whole object. I can change the angle of that shadow. I can increase the shadow size or depth and blur, and I can change the opacity of the entire object if I wanted to. So those are just some ways to kind of modify a shape that you insert. You can do the same thing by adding an image.